All right, here we are again. This is, I don't even think we should do introductions anymore. Screw it. How you doing today, Bonnie?
Making do, making do.
Well, I have an earache. I guess it started on the way home from work the other day. Oh, big news. Did my last day in Atlanta, and I start back in Athens Sunday night. Don't know exactly what I'll be doing, but who cares? I walked out of there without telling anybody goodbye, and didn't tell anybody I wasn't coming back. Everybody else thinks I was supposed to work for 2 more days, but I didn't. And so anyway, that horrible drive is over.
The last couple of weeks have been terrible because they just abruptly changed your schedule and set everything off. Left me scrambling trying to talk to the doctors about adjusting your seizure meds, and we've been having to readjust your sleep schedule, and so yeah, good riddance to the place.
Yep. So tell everybody about your adventure today.
Oh, we have a grandkitty. My daughter has a cat, and whenever there's some crisis, I have to take Kitty Cat to the vet. Kitty Cat knows this. Kitty Cat does not like me. Anyway, so I planned ahead. I planned to be there well ahead of the appointment because the cat has a tendency to hide and to run, to flee, because she knows if that woman's here, I'm going to the vet. I don't want this. But today I walked in. She and I met eyes. She looked at me for a moment, realized who I was, and made a beeline to the bedroom. I closed all the doors behind me as I went through to find her. And I realized that there was no way I was going to be able to get that cat from under the bed and dresser and all the other hiding places. So I left the room quickly and found a broom. And I arranged it with all the doors in the right locations. I went in, the kitty cat was under the bed. I took the broom and gently started putting it under the bed. Cat flew out, through the walk-in closet, into the bathroom. I rushed over, closed me and the kitty cat in the bathroom. And at that point I realized, you don't have the damn cat carrier, you idiot. So I had to excuse myself from the bathroom ever so carefully without her getting out and get back in there. And I put her in, and then I looked down, and I had 2 hours to go before the appointment. I'm like, oh fuck, what am I gonna do? So, long story short, I ended up staying in the bathroom with her over a course of I don't know how long. Several times I would just go in there and release her from the thing, and she and I sat in there for so long that her meow, meow, meow became more and more gentle. And then she came up and she started putting her paw on my leg, and then she put both paws on her legs, and that was her indication, okay, you may pick me up. So I finally got to spend some time with the grandkitty. Took her over to the vet, finally, and they removed a nail that had been embedded in one of her paws. It just kind of got a little bit of an infection. I took her home, and Reed and I had taco stand. I spent several hours over there talking to our girl.
And Bonnie said they had to put a cone on the cat.
Oh, yes.
And I'm only used to the old-fashioned cardboard cones, and when Reed sent us pictures, it's like a soft cone, which I think that's nice, much more comfortable.
She's a tiny little cat. She's like 7 pounds, and they put on the extra small cone on her head. And when I took her from the doctor's office, having her in that cat carrier, you can't have the cone on. So I get home over to Reed's and release the cat. She's gone. She's like, I'm not going to be tricked again. Reed gets home. I said, here's the cone. We're supposed to put it on so she doesn't lick her toe. It needs to dry up, and so she goes and she gets a cat and puts a coat on, and the cat flies out of the room and slams into the desk, the chair, the wall, the corner, the hallway, and God knows what else, because she has no vision from the side. So even though she knows the house backwards and forwards, her being mad and running through the house at rapid speed, she's just all over the place. And we hear this clup, 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 back and forth in the bedroom for a while. And then after a while, it quiets down, and Reed went in there, and she looked, and the cat, the poor little thing, had just slumped over the top of one of the pillows with the coat over its head, had the most pathetic little look on its face.
Hey, let's see if we can catch this on.
Oh, the rain sound?
Yeah, it's raining right now. Let's see if we can hear it. Oh, you hear that? It's been raining all day.
Frogs.
Yeah. Feels good out there. That's cool. Oh. Is it too hot or too cold today all day? Hope this thing in my ear goes away. I thought I was getting sick, but I think it's just... I think I had the earplug in too far or something. I really don't know. Or earplugs at work, because my ears already ring enough as it is from listening to music loud in the car.
Yeah, too loudly.
And the post office is always loud. I may have to go back to bed. I slept so hard today, but I may have to go back to bed again. We'll see. Well, I am delighted at the news that Marjorie Taylor Greene is filing a motion to get rid of Mike Johnson because he dared to compromise and work with the army of Satan, otherwise known as the Democratic Party.
Oh, God.
It's hilarious. They're so... Okay, I make this point again and again in my public discourse, but the Republican Party is allied with the... I don't use the term evangelical. I don't know where this came from. I was raised to use the term fundamentalist. That's what we were growing up. Certainly we're going to the private Christian school. But when the GOP got allied with the fundamentalists, the mindset of only we have a monopoly on truth and righteousness rubbed off on them. So that logically, they now identify their political opponents with their religious anti, which is the Satan, it's a Manichaean sort of mindset. And so any working or, you even nodding at somebody in the hallway, you nodded at a Democrat, And I'm sick of the whole thing. I want out of this country so damn bad. I'm sick of it. I want to go to a place where secularism is just the norm. But I do. I hope this becomes a movement, and I hope they oust Mike Johnson, and all his dreams of becoming Moses, leading his people to the promised land, come to nothing. Oh, God. So many big news stories today.
Like what?
Well, Princess Kate has cancer. That's why she's been in hiding. And you know what? Like, was it Kimmel said? Or who was it said? Leave her the fuck alone. Just get over it. I'm sick of this.
Worship of celebrity is elevating these people to celebrity status.
And worshiping...
And then following them and hanging on to, the news.
Well, like a celebrity, like a movie star, they're producing movies, they're producing art. A celebrity who's a musician, they're producing music. The royals, they do nothing. They do nothing. To hell with them. Stop giving them attention. They live tax-free in ultimate luxury and indulgence, and I just don't give a shit. Oh, God. Bonnie and I have been looking at art from Vienna, circa 1900, Gustav Klimt and so forth. And the first thing that popped in my head was, if you could go back in time and stop World War I from happening, you could have preserved the splendor of the Austrian Empire and preserved that whole thing. But all the shit that happened in the all of the 20th century really led to what we have today, which is a largely non-monarchical EU. Winston Churchill's vision of a United States of Europe has largely come to pass, and it wouldn't have happened without all the shit that everybody had to go through. And, a lot of people have pointed out, Europe was racked by religious wars for hundreds of years until they finally learned their lesson and finally decided, you know what, we're sick of this. And if you want to worship this way, we don't care. And we're not going to have any more religious control of government or the public sphere anymore. That's a good thing. And maybe one day America will just become so riven with the religious morality wars that we'll get sick of it and dump it, but I doubt it.
No. Superstitious lot.
Yeah. Bonnie, I discovered some not great but decent YouTube channels lately. The I've Had It channel, the Hysteria channel. Not great, but at least there's other people out there that agree with us and are willing to really say the truth. Oh God, I'm getting sleepy now. I slept so hard today, and I can't believe I'm still sleepy. I did a big workout today. Was trying to let my shoulder. They really screwed me over this last month. Moving me to this different operation. Hurt my shoulders, hurt my neck, hurt my wrists. So I skipped a weightlifting day and did calisthenics instead. And it should have woken me up, but now I'm sleepy again. For some reason, I thought I had a 4-day weekend, but it's only a 3-day weekend. Oh, Marissa.
That was another way they screwed you up. They changed your days off most recently.
Yeah.
Days off, your hours, everything.
I have FMLA, which means I can call in sick and not be punished for it. And I'm positive that there is a group of Republicans out there right now plotting to get rid of that because it takes away the authority of the employer. When you enter into an employer situation, you just do what he says, and you can be fired at will for any reason. And
They'd bring back slavery if they could. They'd abolish the fucking minimum wage if
they would do away with OSHA. They would do away with child labor laws. They do away with.
We already see this. I mean, Sarah Huckabee Sanders has taken over as governor in her state, and they have already made provisions for allowing 14-year-olds to work in certain businesses.
Yeah, if you lose a finger, well, then that's just you should have been born rich.
Yeah, they found that it's disproportionately hurting the poor, the immigrant communities, things like that.
I may have to get a snack in a minute. I don't know what I'm going to eat. I take a thyroid pill every day, and I'm not supposed to have anything with dairy in it on 4 hours on either side of taking the pill. It's really a pain in the ass. Because I do like cheese on my sandwiches and so forth.
I bought you another pound of Swiss today.
Okay.
I didn't know where you stood.
There's
a giant tomato to go on your burgers too.
Okay. There's a small chain of grocery stores here in this area called Bell's, and
they just got bought out by another small chain.
Really? Well, I mean, I remember when my mother's parents were still alive, they would sell some of their produce to Bell's. So Bell's used to have a tradition of buying produce from local farmers. And so we have not been able to get good sweet onions, Vidalia onions, in years. So she's going to try tomorrow and go to Bell's and see if we can find any Vidalias or something similar.
Ooh, I miss there.
It's a big, when you buy collards, it's a huge hassle because you gotta make like a gallon, 2 gallons of stuff.
Yeah, but it's really good, and you get that good pot liquor in it.
Well, Anyway, I miss having a big slab of sweet chilled onion on my sandwiches. Nothing better than sweet onion and Swiss cheese on a sandwich. God, my ear is really hurting now. It wasn't hurting earlier. I've been up. Oh Lord. Anything else happening?
I can't think of anything.
Well, I don't know. I guess we should call the episode early.
Yeah.
Let's see what time it is. Really got 4 minutes left to go, really.
Well, the rain outside isn't helping. Because we're already both so tired and it's coming down and it makes you just lulls you into sleep.
Well, I'm gonna make something big to eat and then see what happens. I'm really glad I did a big workout. Oh, I did a really good meditation session earlier.
Define good meditation session.
Okay, a good meditation session is when you don't lose focus again and again. I maintained my focus. I try to meditate 15 minutes, okay? That's like the minimum standard across the board through different techniques. And so many times, I cannot stay focused. I'll drift off, and I could do a whole episode just talking about how the brain slowly starts to get you off track, but I did a really good job of staying focused this time. People think, oh, what's meditation? All you do is sit there and breathe and, watch your breathing or count your breathing or whatever. It's harder than it looks. It's easy to grasp the basic idea, but it's a lifetime of work to get that sort of mental discipline to be able to stay focused on just watching your breathing for 15 minutes. It's hard to do. Oh, Lord. Okay. Well, I guess we should call it quits.
I'm falling asleep as I sit here.
All right. Anything else? Final thoughts?
Snore.
All right. Next week, we'll be giving you a full update
Rundown of the Athens facility.
of how my first week back after 9 years, almost exactly 9 years at a different facility. See how much has changed and see how they try to fuck me over, which they will do.
Oh yeah.
All right. See you later.